Welcome to the world of vintage guitars. This is a Marshall, a Plexi Marshall 50 watt model 1987T, which is a 50 watt Tremolo from 1968. These Marshalls are the real deal for me. I'm a big fan of these amps. They are, to me, the center of rock and roll, have been used by Duane Allman at the live at Fillmore East. People like Eric Johnson use tremolo amps. Even Uli John Roth from the Scorpions uses a later one, 72. Yeah, this amp has the real plexi. This is where the name comes from. The plexi, the golden plexi front panel, not the aluminium. And the amp has been retubed with old Mullard preamp tubes, and so there is the I-61, which is kind of the smaller system at the first stage, the V1, and there's the big system, the long plate, the F91 version of the Mullard ECC 83 in the V2 stage, and the third one is again a small stage. The tremolo circuit is is not active at the moment since the tube is pulled out, but it would work. It's 100% old caps and resistors, so this is kind of how it should be, and it's a reference point for the good old tone. Let me show you a little bit what I like about these amps. I use it in this bridge input mode where volume 1 and 2 is linked with a patch cable, and I'm using the high input on top, which has the gain now on 3 o'clock, and the volume 1 is kind of on 100%. The settings here, by the way, is presence is at full, bass is at 2, middle is at 6, and treble is at, let's say, 7. You play, I think you should play such an amp maxed out, because this is where it really comes alive, where you have all the nice power amp saturation, where you have the interaction, and you can hear even the undertones from the power supply when the air caps are a little bit worn out and not too strong, which is great. Let's show you. Maybe you can hear there's a second note below that note that I'm actually playing, and that comes as a modulation effect from the power amp section, which is, yeah, something extra dirt, but to me it belongs to that tone. Yeah, this is what you get from a real plexi. I show you, you know, what I do with these amps. It's basically what I grew up with. It's my tone. I have a Strat, my own 61 Strat here. I use a treble bleed capacitors, so this kind of enhances the high end, the highs even more. So when it's all the way up, I have a nice overdriven tone. And then when I back up the volume, I get all the nice clean tones. And anything in between, depending on where I am. So for me, this, yeah, it's my clean, it's my everything. I start with. And then I can crank my volume, and there So to me, heaven, because everything is at my fingertips and at this volume control. Yeah, I can only recommend that you should try out some of these amps, because they are, to me, essential for rock playing and the most dynamic amps. This is where Plexi made history in music and as part of the instrument, the electrical guitar, how to actually play rock, you know, in the combination of guitar and amp. Yeah, again, Marshall 1987T 50 watt Plexi with tremolo from 1968.